This is the Boss Pocket GT, and it's probably the most fun, compact and convenient practice tool for guitar players on the market right now. Now at its heart, the Pocket GT is based on the Boss GT1, which means that you're getting premium quality Boss sounds with over 100 amp models and effects built right into the unit, spread across 99 user memories. Now, you've got massive ability to edit these sounds and store them in various different signal chains using either the unit itself, because you've got great hardware editing facility on here, or via the Pocket GT app, which works with all mobile devices and computers across Mac, Windows, iOS and Android. Now the hardware itself, considering how compact the unit is, gives you great ability to edit the sounds from the front panel here using these 3 dials, and these can actually be mapped to any of the controls for any of the effects or amp models within the Pocket GT. We then have this central dial which allows us to select between various different presets, and then we've got a bunch of buttons along the bottom which we'll get into shortly. This is the secret sauce within this particular pedal, very cool indeed. Got a built-in tuner obviously along the front there, and in terms of I/O, this is very, very powerful considering the size. We've got a USB socket on here which gives us up to 4 hours of charge via a standard kind of plug, and then that also allows us to connect to any computer, be it a Mac or a Windows-based system, and use the Pocket GT as a fully fledged audio interface for recording into our DAW or listening back to tracks from our computer. And that, when I say fully fledged, what I mean is there's ASIO drivers built in for Windows, and obviously it's core audio compliant. So you're getting great performance in terms of latency as well, very nice. We have a headphone socket which doubles up as a record out, master volume, an auxiliary input for connecting any other music players that don't use Bluetooth, because we have a great Bluetooth connection built in here. Then we've got a center cancel function. Now I've not seen one of these for a while, but what it does is it cancels out some of the frequencies in the middle part of the audio spectrum, which will usually remove guitar solos and vocals, and then we can play our own part in as well. So that works a decent amount of the time depending on how the audio has been mixed. Now, if that was it, if that was all this did, it would already be a very compact, great sounding unit that literally does what it says. It fits in your pocket. But there is so much more than that. This unit ships with an app called the Pocket GT app, and that allows you to load in YouTube videos and create set lists of YouTube videos. Once you've loaded those YouTube videos in, you can create markers which will automatically change the patch wherever you set that marker to. And the most obvious use of this is that you could load in a song by a band, one of your favorite songs or one of your own songs, via YouTube, and then for the clean parts, for the verse, let's say, you could have a clean part and then go to the chorus, maybe you go to a crunch rhythm tone and set a marker there, and it will automatically change to whatever patch you tell it to on the Pocket GT. When the solo comes around, you might need a kind of high gain sound with some delay. Set that sound up, save it in the memory of the Pocket GT, and then set a marker up in the YouTube video to change to that sound. Now the possibilities here are huge. You could learn songs and set up particular patches for that song. Save that. You can save all of those markers with the patches with a particular file type and share that with your friends, for instance. Or what we're going to do is we're going to create custom playlists of backing tracks. And then I can change the sound for those backing tracks as I go, automatically set the sound up in the Pocket GT that I want, save it and associate it with that particular backing track using a marker, and I'm good to go. It's so convenient. I don't have to find a backing track, search around for a particular sound on whatever unit I'm using, get frustrated because I can't find a sound that works. Once I've stored the sound that I want with that particular backing track, it's stored forever on the unit, and I can share it with my friends, create a library of different patches and share those with my friends or my students, for instance, and associate those with the backing tracks that I'm using. Very, very powerful indeed. So let's check out the Pocket GT app and I'll show you how this all works. So here is the Pocket GT app linked via Bluetooth to the Pocket GT here, and it's a really, really simple, easy app to use. We've got 5 different modes along the bottom. We've got our editor for editing our sounds. We've got a session for loading in our YouTube videos, the librarian for basically creating live sets and sets of patches that we can share or load onto the Pocket GT with other users, and then Tone Central, which will link up to the cloud and has got a bunch of different presets that will get populated more and more as this unit becomes more available, and then our menu for different settings, so on and so forth, and our tuner. So in the editor, very straightforward, we've got our signal chain, across from left to right here, and this includes everything from our input to the various different effects. We've got FX1 here, our pedal. I'm not sure whether you can switch this on and off, but I'm not sure if you can actually use a pedal with this device. I'm not sure how you would. Overdrives, distortions, amps, noise suppression, and then we've got FX2, delay and reverb, and then our master output. If you've ever used any other Boss apps or any other Boss software before, you'll be very familiar with this. It's super, super simple. Basically, we can switch blocks on or off like this just by tapping on them. Hold down on the block and we go into our editing screen. Now here we're in the preamp section of the editor. We've got two different pages with various different parameters: gain, level, speaker type. And then we've got bass, middle, treble, presence, and a bright switch, which we can't use on this amp. Tap down on the menu, we get our different amp types. So there's a ton of different sounds in here. So at the moment we're on this kind of high gain stack. Sounds fantastic. Go to extreme lead. They're all great fun to play, really, really easy to edit. And as I say, they sound great. Same thing would apply if we went into FX1 here, hold it down. We've got these menus for editing, basically a ton of stuff in here. So much stuff. If we grab the rotary simulator here, very, very cool indeed. Very, very intuitive and easy to use. You can actually change where the blocks sit using the chain edit mode, which is pretty cool. If you want to put a chorus after the amp instead of in front of the amp, for instance, you've got that option. So that's really easy. When we want to write our preset, if we've created the one that we are happy with, click on the write button, write or clear. Very straightforward to do indeed. That could be saved to any of the 99 memory slots on the Pocket GT. And again, we can edit from the unit itself, and we can switch through the patches here, on the Pocket GT using this device, and you can see it's actually updating on the screen. Now the session view is where things get super, super cool, because this is where we can add our YouTube videos, which we want to play along with. Now, I've actually created a practice session here based off of the idea or concept of time feel, practicing my time feel. So I've got 4 different videos loaded up. I've got a shuffle groove. I have this C minor backing track from the amazing Luca Mantovani, time feel jam, and a funk fusion backing track. And these are all kind of really great things to practice my time with. But how do I get these YouTube videos into the app? Well, we've got a plus button up here. Hit the plus button, and then we can add songs from either the internet, which is basically YouTube, or our music library. Now we're going to do it from the internet, so we hit next. Then it's asking for a URL. So all we do is we go to the YouTube app. And here I have a video from my good friend Tom at Elevated Jam Tracks, which is something I want to play over. It could be a lesson, it could be a lick that you want to learn, it could be anything on YouTube related to guitar or playing, whatever you want. We just hit the share button here, copy the link or the URL, says it's copied, come out of here and go back into Pocket GT. And then, as with all iOS devices or Android devices, paste the URL in there. It says Pocket GT pasted from YouTube. Tap on the name, and really cool, it populates the name for you. Hit OK, and that's now been added at the bottom of the list. So now I've got 5 different backing tracks that I want to play to. Okay, I've added them in that way. Very, very simple indeed. But where this gets super powerful is these little disclosure triangles on the side here. If I tap on one of these, now I can set these little markers. And these markers allow me to change the patch anywhere within this backing track or song or lick or whatever I'm doing. So here I've got 2 different markers set up. At the very beginning, I've got this bluesy lead. And basically, if I press play on here or on the Pocket GT, check out the memory slot here. We're on 16 at the moment. If I press play, it's changed to 5. So this means that now this backing track is using this bluesy lead patch that I've set up here. And this is super simple to do. Anywhere you want to set a patch, drag to that point in the video, hit the marker set button, and it's created a new marker at 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Hit this disclosure triangle here, and you get a bunch of options. You can select from your memory number, so that's your patch. Let's say we want this 70s BG lead, okay? That's patch number 13. We can precisely say where within the track we want it. So if you're worried that you're not going to be able to hit that set marker in time, you can literally go to point whatever of a second, 0.5 of a second here, and change it. Then you can name the marker, hit OK, and then you see here it's updated to patch 13. So I've got 3 markers. At 000, I've got bluesy lead. At 1 minute and 33, I've got this marker 1, which changes to patch 6. Tap on that, patch 6. And at 2 minutes and 51, marker 2, it changes to patch 13. And that will happen in real time as I play through the track. Now this can all be saved, this particular video with this patch information can be saved as a file or to the cloud for sharing later, or you can save the patches out to the patch librarian for sharing with other people or uploading to the Pocket GT. Click on next, hit save, asks for a file name. Let's just put the suffix 2 after this, or 3 because I missed the button. Now that's going to export, and that is now saved so that I can now come out of here and very quickly add that to any playlist that I've got. So next, tap on that Shuffle Groove 3 and it's added it to the bottom again. And if you look, all my markers are stored in there. This is super powerful, really, really cool technology going on here that allows you to customize your YouTube videos, your practice sessions with various different patches. So the super cool thing now in terms of how I've got this set up, now I've got these 5 different tracks in and I've copied the Shuffle Groove at the bottom. Every time I press play on a new track, it's going to switch the preset. So at the moment on this Shuffle Groove, I'm on patch 5. Press play, and of course, I can stop it and play here as well. So now I'm on this patch 5. Switch to the next track, different patch, patch 1. We'll just scrub past Luca's amazing solo. Go to the next track, different sound again. Next track, this fusion funk track, again, different sound. So useful. This just makes practice sessions so much easier. And of course, any of these tracks, as I say, you can export those out and send them to your friends. Basically, it exports out a particular type of file. If I just show you really, really quickly for this track, go to the cloud, hit next. It's going to export the file and it saves it as this special kind of file. I forget what the file's called, but it's this particular file type, and you can basically save and share that with anybody that you want to, which is super, super cool. It really makes life very straightforward indeed. So there we go, guys. I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into the power and fun that you can have with the Boss Pocket GT. And it doesn't end there. Let's say, for instance, you're a solo artist and you're doing gigs. Well, hopefully one day you'll be doing gigs again, or even live streams with minus guitar and minus vocal backing tracks of your own that you've created. Well, of course, you could upload those to your Apple Music library or to YouTube and integrate them into this device and have all of the patch switching done for you. You don't need MIDI, you don't need a DAW, you don't need anything. You just need your YouTube files and this. And of course, people think of YouTube channels as these big things that, you know, only people who produce YouTube videos have. But you can think of YouTube as a file repository for all of your own personal video content. So you could create your own personal practice videos. You could create your own personal tracks that you could use anywhere in the world, so long as you have an internet connection. Set the video to unlisted and nobody else can see it without the link. It's not like you're producing YouTube videos for the general public. You're producing them just for yourself to utilize with this device. And the really cool thing is, you don't need to carry those around with you on your phone, your laptop, or your tablet, because they're stored on YouTube. You just stream them onto this device via your mobile device or via your internet connection. Very, very cool indeed. So I can see the possibilities of this being pretty endless. People releasing YouTube videos with the Pocket GT markers built in via those files that we can share with other users. So really, really fun, really exciting. I think Boss have hit it out of the park with this. So there we have it, guys. That is the Boss Pocket GT, a fantastic unit. You should definitely go and check it out now. As usual, click the link in the description below. You can check out the full details of this product on Boss's website. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you found this useful. And the bell notification icon, make sure you hit that so you're notified every time I upload any new content. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Tom Quayle, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.